Hey everybody, welcome back to the Calibrate Tools DIY channel. If you're just coming in to the chat or you're just tuning in, glad to see you. Okay. Uh, Today I'm going to try to jump right into it, but I want to do some housekeeping first, guys. What do you think of my new home here? What do you think about it? Yeah, I'm just doing some work on it. Just kidding. That's just a backdrop. Trying to make it interesting for you guys, give you something to look at, while you listen to this information. Something so I won't put you guys to sleep or anything like that. But anyway, guys, hope you guys are having you had a good holiday, and we got some more holidays coming up. And hope you're staying safe out there, staying safe in more ways than one. You still got that stuff going around, right? So you don't want to act like it's not out there. It's still out there. So you want to protect yourself, protect your family, protect others. If you're going to get out there on the road, be safe as well. We want you to come home safe. Come into 2023, uh, you know, in good health. In good health. So, guys, I'm glad you can join me. Today, we're going to talk about some common home repairs. Okay, some stuff I guess most people don't even think about, but I thought it was pretty interesting. That's why I like bringing this stuff to you. Okay, some common home repairs that sometimes, if neglected, can cost you a lot of money. Can cost you a lot of money, and it's not just about talking about tools and all that stuff. Economics is tied into all of that. So even if you like tools like me and you like the trades and all that, if you don't have any money to participate in whether it's a hobby, whether it's an actual job, or you need supplies for your business or for your employees or something like that, economics is very important. You cannot divorce economics from pretty much anything you do in this economy. This is a capitalist system here on the Western side. You know, we don't live in a socialist system. Um, and I'm not going to get into politics and all that, and I'm not going to point fingers, but we all need to know how to manage our money, and that being into the stuff that I talk about, um, that's very important. Okay, if you're a new homeowner, or you just got a, you've had your home for a long time, you're probably familiar with some of the stuff I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm just going to quickly go over a list of things that have to do with home repairs, the most common ones. And if you are a new homeowner, it's something that you can start putting your money away to prepare for when those things happen. Okay. So come on in the chat. Come on in the chat. Say hi. Don't be shy. Don't just stay on the sidelines. Don't be a spectator. Saying hi doesn't cost you anything. I love when people come in the chat because it gives you a chance, gives me and everybody a chance to kind of go back and forth and all of that. So let's dive right into it. What are some of the most common home repairs, guys? What do you think are some of the most common home repairs? Put it in the chat right now, and let's kick it off. Let's kick it off big. What do you think is number one on the list? Okay, I'm going to count to five. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hey, Perry Good Life Notes, how you doing? Good to see you. Perry Good Life Notes is here in the chat. She's not scared. She came in and said hi. She said toilet seats. You know what? That's not on the list, but now that I think about it, yeah, that is a very common problem. How many times do those toilet seats come apart? The screws and the bolts come out. Now it depends on what's sitting on a toilet seat. The weight of that thing can, affect how quickly those toilet seats come apart. But I'm gonna. This is a clean channel. I'm not going there. But that's pretty funny. Yeah, toilet seats, man. Those things come apart all the time. Actually, toilets themselves, the chains inside the toilet itself. How many times have you had to deal with that? Right? It's you flush the toilet and then you hear that shh noise because the flap inside the toilet didn't go all the way down, and a lot of times it's because that chain uh, is between the flap and the drain, so it's never really it's never really closed. So you got to get up and wiggle the toilet handle, the flush handle, and so that thing can stop. That's the most annoying thing. That's the most annoying thing. But anyway, that's part of having a house. That's part of having a bathroom. Yeah, the chains, absolutely. Yep, plumbing is definitely a big thing when it comes to repairs. You got leaky faucets. You got garbage disposals that don't work. Uh, all kinds of stuff. You know what? I don't know. Flap Paraguay life notes is that I call it a flap, right? I'm sure there's a technical name for that flap inside the toilet tank, inside the tank. But I just call it the flap. And that it gets there's a chain that's connected, and it gets caught between the flap and the drain. So when you flush it, it closes on that chain, and it doesn't. It keeps draining, and that's that water you hear all the time. It's just very, very, very frustrating. Yeah, but plumbing is definitely one. Like I said, you got all kinds of plumbing. You can have leaks. You can have leaks from your roof. Um, you can have pipes that burst. In the last live, I talked about cold weather, prepping for cold weather, prepping your home for cold weather, and how you got to drain your pipes. You got to drain your plumbing, so that water doesn't freeze in your pipes and expand and burst your pipes. Right? I mean, you know how much that'll cost you to fix that? I mean, they got to go inside the walls and get to the pipes, replace the pipes. It's crazy. All this stuff can cost you money if you don't take the appropriate steps ahead of time to prepare yourself for these conditions, right? Weather conditions and all of that, right? The elements. It's usually the elements that cause this stuff to happen to your home where you got to come out of pocket big time to fix stuff. What do you think about the foundation of your home, guys? The slab that the home is built on. Do you think that thing is stable all the time? Saying, what do you think the foundation of a home is stable all the time, guys? Let me know in the chat if you think that's stable all the time. Once it's built, it's not going anywhere. Solid as a rock. All of that. You think that's true? Well, it's not. A lot of things can happen to the foundation of your home, right? What everything's built on, it can get shaken. For example, if the soil around the home is not compacted around the foundation, around the slab, is not compacted enough, that slab can move. Hey, Miss D212, how you doing? What are you saying nope to, Miss D212? By the way, guys, this is an interactive live. I don't just talk. I like to, if you come in the chat, I like to acknowledge everybody. At this stage in the game, when it's a few people coming in my chat, it's not like hundreds and hundreds of people, which, at some point that can happen. So I like to acknowledge people because this is an interactive chat. This is an interactive live. It's less informal. I give out information piecemeal. Miss D212 says, I live near a train track for Metro and regular freight, so there's a ton of shaking. Oh, you're answering no to the question. Yeah, absolutely, Miss D12. And Paraguay Life Note says, not in Cali, it's never stable. Yeah. So yeah, Miss D12 says train tracks cause everything to shake, right? And Paraguay Life Note says it's never stable, right? But there's reasons for that. Like for instance, moisture. Moisture is a big reason that your foundation can shift, right? Because soil, when it absorbs moisture, it expands, and when it doesn't have moisture in, like in drought season or something like that, it also expands, right? So the soil can shift around your or contract. I'm sorry, it can shift around your foundation of your home and cause these movements, right? It can cause cracks in your foundation, believe it or not, right? And the moisture as well. They can cause, if you have wooden support structures made of wood under your home, the moisture from the elements can actually cause these wooden support structures to become susceptible to termites. And you know what happens when termites get a hold, right? The thing about termites is you don't really find out about them until it's too late. Nah, I wouldn't say until it's too late. There's signs you can look for when it comes to termites. Let's see here. I was doing the research on that. You guys remember growing up and you see these wings, like the wings of laying on the floor in your home. Looks like the wings off an insect. That's usually a sign of termites, right? If your drywall has different colorations in it that wasn't there before, that could be a sign of a termite infestation. Peeling paint is also another one. If if you knock on the certain wooden areas in your home and it's hollow, that could be a sign of termites. Then they ate up the inside because termites feed on wood, right? You knock on it, it has this hollow sound. That's a sign of a termite. Small pinholes in your drywall. Let's just say you got tile floors, right? If you got loose tiles, right, that wouldn't loose before, that can be a sign of a termite infestation. Windows that are stuck, doors that are stuck, that can be another sign that they don't open easily, right? And like I said, the wings, though, you see these little wings, insect wings laying around your window sills, around your home, and you wonder where they came from. That could be it too. And if you see a bunch of bugs flying around, that they don't look like flies, they don't look like moths, that could be termites, a flying termite, right? So yeah, guys, your home is susceptible. Your home has enemies, right? It has the weather, has the elements on the outside, and it has these insects, these bugs that can get in and actually cause damage to your home as well. So once again, guys, the foundation of your home can shift, right? And I'm sure Miss D212, when she talked about train tracks, being by a train track, that can cause vibration. And you get enough vibration, it's going to cause something over time that's going to loosen something up, right? It's going to loosen something up, all right? And how much would something like that cost? The average, let's face it, guys, the labor shortage that I've talked about a lot of these lives, price of materials, inflation right now, everything's gone up, high demand. So repairing your home is not as cheap as it used to be. Okay, it can cost you around $7,500, depending on the extent of the damage to your foundation. Right, the average cost is between $2,000 and $7,500, but it can go all the way up to $25,000. Right, like I said, depending on the extent of it. Then you got to pay. You may say, okay, let me get a home inspection first. Let me pay for that. That's a tack on another $200 to $300. A little over $300, I think, is the max for a home inspection. Could have went up too, right? But depending on demand. So if you're not economically or financially prepared, and you got a home, and you say, "Oh, I got a home," and all these things, it's like buying a car that's a lemon. You're constantly sinking money into it, and it can become very disheartening, right? You got this thing you dreamed about all these years. I finally have a home, and then it turns out to be a money pit, right? It's just sucking all your money up, right? So that's the pros and cons of owning a home, right? So electrical issues, that's another one of the most common things that happen. Electrical issues. You may have a electrical panel that has too many. It's not up to code, right? Sometimes they have too many circuits in them, right? Than the code requires, and you can get an inspector to come out there and look at it and say, man, fine you for those things. Not to mention, I mentioned before in another live, if you feel like you want to do things outside of code and you don't have it done properly, and you have an inspector look at it, you're gonna have to tear it down. Okay. So yeah, these are all things we got to think about. Guys, come on in. Say hi in the chat. We got Perry Girl Life Notes in the chat. We got Miss D212 in the chat. I'd love for more of you guys to come in and participate. Don't just be on the sidelines. Miss D212, I think it's disheartening when you go in with rose-colored glasses. Yes, absolutely. However, most of those old homes are still here because they were built to last. Can't say the same for the new stuff. Yeah, you can say that again, Miss D212. You can say that just about you can say that about just about everything, right? Today, nothing's really built to last, right? Cars are not built to last. Homes, So I totally agree with you on that. It's all about maintenance, taking care of what you got, especially considering things are not built to last today. You have to take extra care in maintaining what you have, right? And I'm not knocking buying a home or having a home. I'm just saying these are the things. If you're not careful with your finances, that home can be a money pit, right? Nobody wants a money pit, right? I mean, think of all the people that lost their homes in the last 15 years for whatever reason, because they couldn't hack it, right? So you have to, at the end of the day, I could talk about this all day, but you have to learn how to handle your finances just in case something goes wrong, whether it's your health, home, vehicle, whatever, right? Even relationships. Believe it or not, relationships need maintenance, right? They'll fall apart too. That's a whole nother conversation. All right. Guys, don't forget to go to calibrate.com. It's right down there in the corner of your screen there. And, um, join the email list, okay? And you get I'll send you a free download and 10 tips, 10 ways to beautify your home. Just join the email list, and we got a whole bunch of content coming. I can send you about DIY, about things you can look out for, and all that good stuff. So go over to calibrate.com, check it out, and you won't be disappointed. Hey, Chantel Love, thanks for joining in. Thanks for coming on in. Chantel Love says, I live in LA and contractors are destroying the size of bedrooms. They're only large enough to a twin size bed and a nightstand. Wow. Yeah, that's I wonder why, Chantel, that's happening. It seems like they're becoming more economical themselves, giving you less bang for your buck. I mean, that's why a lot of people move out of the big city, right? Because they can get much more bang for their buck in other states that are not as expensive. And then you go to a place like Texas, or I don't know, places like that, and you get a big old house, man. You get a big old house for way less than what you're paying here. And that's what drives a lot of people out of the cities, just because of those reasons. And I'm sure the contractors, they have issues they're dealing with too, right? I mean, to offer you something like that, obviously they're dealing with their higher ups, right? They're dealing with their higher ups. These bedrooms don't have closets. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. A bedroom without a closet. So where's the closet? In the hallway? In the basement? What? How does that work? In the kitchen? Next to the kitchen cabinet? Next to the fridge? I don't know. Thanks, Miss D. Thanks, Miss D212, for coming on. Appreciate you. You have a good time at work, okay? I'll see you next time. Yeah, Chantel Love. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So we talked about electrical issues. You got all kinds of stuff can happen with electrical issues. Switches don't work, light switches, common things. Your electrical panel could be off code. All kinds of stuff can happen, guys. All kinds of stuff can happen. Okay. All right. So what do you guys think is next? What's the most common thing outside of electrical issues and wiring problems and all that stuff? Yeah, be careful. I did a video a while back on I replaced a bad socket. A lot of times you have these faulty contractors or older home where stuff wasn't done right. I did a video a while back where there wasn't even a ground connected to the socket, and I had to connect that. And little mistakes like that can end up with your house burning down or people losing their lives. And so sometimes you may want to just, I don't know, you may want, if you have an older home, just because it hasn't happened yet or hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it can't happen. So check your outlets, check your junction boxes. You may even want to pay the $300 or so for a electrician to come look at everything. Save you a lot of money. All right. The next thing, what's the next thing on the list, guys, as far as common home repairs? I used to live in Florida and used to rain a lot. It's humid. It used to rain a lot. Weather's changing just like that. It'll be raining across the street and it'll be sunny on the other side of the street, that kind of thing. What do you think that causes? What part of your home gets affected by the rain the most? Or inclement weather or rough weather, or hurricanes, whatever. Most of the time you're going to worry about what, guys? Hey, Claudette, how you doing? Claudette says she's noticed more cracks in her ceiling and along the walls. Yeah, yeah, that's common. That's common. Unfortunately, Perry Life Note says code in LA is bedroom must have a window and closet, I believe. So is Chantel saying that that these contractors are pretty much off code with their building? No bed, no closets. Yeah, I would think so too. I mean, it's like what that's like just living in a place with four walls. You got to have a place to put your clothes. I know some closets are outside of the bedroom in the right in the hallway, but most bedrooms have a closet. Very good life note says roof. She's absolutely right. The roof is going to be affected by what I was just talking about, inclement weather and all of that. I mean, how many people have had a leak in their roof? Right? You see the roof leak, and it's like, oh man, what a money. You constantly think about, okay, money. I got to spend money to fix that. But sometimes you can go up there and patch it yourself if you know what you're doing. Chantel loves in LA, a bedroom must have a closet to be considered a bedroom, but contractors are changing this somehow. Yeah, I'm gonna look that. I'm gonna do some more research on that. I may even do another live just focusing on the different changes that are happening in the building world. You know that and because that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, your roof, man. Your roof is that's the skin. That's the top of you. I mean, it takes the hits. It takes the sunlight beating down on it. It takes rain. If you live in a really violent uh, part of the country when it comes to weather, hail, snow. If you got big tree branches, big tall trees hanging over your roof, those branches can drop and damage the shingles and all that. And you got to repair all that stuff. Yeah. At the end of the day, guys, you gotta have some money put aside just for home repairs. You're not gonna get a home and not have to fix something. It's just simple as that. Okay. So you don't want to be surprised like paying your taxes. You know you're gonna get hit with taxes, right? Everybody's gonna get hit with taxes. We hate taxes, but it's what you call it, necessary evil. I don't know what they do with all the taxes, but we all got to pay them. And the people that don't pay them, well, you know what happens now. Just look at some celebrities and ones that didn't pay the taxes. Uh, you got to put your money aside so you won't be surprised and have to pay a lump sum at the end of the year. I had to learn that myself. Well, it's the same with your home or even your car, right? Stuff's going to go wrong with your car. You just have to anticipate things are going to go wrong. You're going to have to fix something. Nothing is in this world lasts forever. Chantel says, well, she's asking, have you ever been to a Sweet Red Peach in Inglewood? What is Sweet Red Peach? Is that some kind of sounds like a restaurant or something or a hangout spot? Enlighten us, please, Chantel. Enlighten us what Sweet Red Peach is, or where that is. Well, you said Inglewood. What is it? Enlighten us. I'm very interested. It's an interesting name. I like peaches. All right. What's the average cost of a roof repair? A roof repair can cost you, let's say, it says right here, $950 at minimum to about around 8,000. Any of you guys got $8,000 to spend on your roof right now in case something happens? Yeah, yeah, okay, I thought so. Maybe some of you guys do. I mean, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just saying this is what it costs because things. I mean, hey, things gonna happen. I remember coming up, we always had to fix something on the roof. It was always a leak or something, and had to get up there and patch the shingles and patch the roof and stuff. What about your water heater? Anybody ever thought about that? Water heaters go bad too. Sometimes the minerals in the water heater they build up, and they cause the breakdown of all the components inside. And you're gonna have to replace. You may have to replace that, right? Water heaters don't last forever. They look like they do, but they don't. And I don't know if some of you guys had to have had to repair one or replace one, right? But uh, it can cost you not as much as a roof replacement, but it can definitely cost you. It can cost you around $1,700 to replace a water heater, to fully replace it. Okay, up to that amount, right? I think no less than five to $600 to replace a water heater. So, yeah, all this stuff's piling up already, huh? It's a bakery. Paragood Life No says it's a bakery. Sweet Red Peach is a bakery. It's a bakery in Inglewood, according to Chantel. She sees a mixed spelling in above comment. I should have written there. It was a typo. It's all good, Chantel. It's all good. It's all good. Sounds like you guys are hungry. You want some sweets or something. Is me talking about home repairs making you guys want sweets or hungry or something like that? I got a sweet tooth too, but I'm trying to stay in shape here. I'm on camera, remember? Yeah. All right. So what else, guys? While I'm on here, what else? What's a common home repair? Water damage. Water damage. Down in Florida, or at least that part of Southeast United States, or even if you live in the Caribbean, certain parts of the Caribbean, the islands, a lot of hurricanes come through there, right? Or if you live in very rainy environment, right? It's like say Washington State or something like that, or Oregon or something like that, with a lot of greenery and a lot of rain. Or if you live in an area that floods a lot, there's just a lot of flooding. You could have a lot of water damage, man. Water damage is big business in those areas. Water damage repair, the companies that have water damage companies. It can happen because of rain, flooding, but it can also happen because of just a pipe burst in your house, right? An old pipe, especially in an older home when the pipes are old, they can burst and just flood your home. Like I said, storms as well, but they can ruin everything. They can mess up your floors, your ceilings. They can leave mold behind, and all of that. So water damage is a big issue in certain areas. Okay, and you got to come out of pocket for that. You got to be ready for that. So it's like living in say if you live in the Midwest or something like that. They got a lot of tornadoes, right? We've all seen tornadoes destroy. Absolutely wipe out, destroy certain towns and communities to rubble. And if you didn't have any kind of insurance, you're out of luck. You're out of luck, guys. Chantel Love, did you talk about plumbing and and tree damage? We have trees with large roots that destroy plumbing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad she brought that up. We did. Paragood Life Notes did mention plumbing. Okay, which was a very good point. Plumbing is one of the biggest repairs, common home repairs, right? And then you have trees. I did mention trees can fall onto your home and mess your roof up. When you're gonna have to fix that. You may even have to pay for tree removal, right? Say because if you want to get rid of a big tree, that's another cost. But Chantel just brought up another good point. A lot of these big trees have big roots that travel underground under your home, and they can actually mess with your foundation as well. They can crack your foundation, and all of that. Yeah, they can destroy the pipes that are under there. So absolutely, Chantel, very good. Very good life. No sis looks yummy. Must splurge. Y'all must be looking at the what is that? The Sweet Red Peach website or something right now. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I like sweets, but I try to, I gotta keep it. I gotta have some kind of self control. You guys are making me make me hungry right now. I'm gonna have to sign off and go get some. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere right now. But yeah, those tree roots, man, they can get really big and travel and mess a whole bunch of stuff up there, up under your home or around your home, right? We've all seen the sidewalks that are coming up like this, right? The sidewalk, you're walking down the sidewalk and you trip because the sidewalk is it's lopsided. That's because a tree root probably went up under there and lifted up the sidewalk. Yeah, man, the cakes are divine. I got you. I'm gonna remember that. She giving. Hey, Chantel, do you own the place? I don't have a problem with free advertising. I'll prop up any business that yeah, flooring. Yep, flooring. Okay. Let me see something here, guys. So yeah, I was talking about water damage. Water damage, guys. Very serious. Did you know there's three kinds of water when it comes to water damage? Did you guys know there's three kinds of water? There's clean water damage, there's gray water damage, and there's black water damage. Okay. Clean water damage is the least, I would say, least dangerous because it's usually just sewage and toxin-free water that you may be flooded with. It's considered, it's category one. They break them up into categories, and this usually happens when sinks and bathtubs overflow, and stuff like that. Maybe your fridge leaks water or something like that. It's not like not too long ago, my fridge, I let it thaw out because the fridge started, I guess the compressor or something was bad or something like that, thermostat, and the fridge just built up all this ice in it, right? Just in the lower section. And even in the freezer section, it was excess ice. And I decided one day just to let it thaw out. And you know, I had places to go, things to do, and I let the fridge. I let the door open. I left the door open, and I got a call. I got a call saying, "Hey, look, it's flooding everywhere and all this and that." Well, that's clean water damage, right? That's just it's not toxic. It's just ice that melted. Like I said, it can be a sink that overflowed or a bathtub shower or something that's the shower head fell off and it's just spotting water everywhere. That's clean water damage. It's not toxic. Okay. Then you have gray water damage. Okay, gray water damage. It's like toilets, washing machines, things like that start leaking water. Um, a lot of times these gray water it could have chemicals in it. Okay, it could be harmful to you, could be harmful to human beings. And usually when stuff like that, right, like toilets and stuff, washing machines and stuff like that, you want to disinfect your home. After you clean it all up, you want to disinfect it, right? Once again, gray water usually has waste material. Imagine your toilet just overflowing. It's disgusting, right? Nobody wants to think about that, but it happens. It's happened to all of it. It has happened many times to people, and that's a lot of waste, right? It's unsanitary, so you got to disinfect everything. So that's category two. Then you have black water damage, right? Just like floods, like floods from bad weather, storms, seawater, river water, groundwater coming up from the ground, flooding the area. That's black water damage, right? And you definitely have to disinfect. And I think the water damage companies, they disinfect with certain chemicals. They come in there and just like it could be even like a fine powder. They got spray all over the place and disinfect the area. And if it's on a small scale, you can disinfect too. They have products out there you can disinfect your home if it's been flooded as well. You don't necessarily have to call in the company if the damage was something that you can handle yourself, right? Once the water dries up, you get it up and all that. So, yeah, different kinds of water. I didn't know that. I learned. All right. Yeah, Claudette, absolutely. That's when it gets dangerous. That mold. I did a video on mold before, um, maybe a couple of videos ago on how to detect moisture in your walls, right? Because mold can't live without moisture. Claudette says, I wonder how long it takes for water damage to turn to that dangerous mold. Probably doesn't take long at all. mold spores can form relatively quickly, right? If there's enough moisture, the more moisture it is, and you leave it alone, it can form pretty quickly, and that's the dangerous part. But yeah, go check out the video I did on how to detect moisture in your homes using a moisture meter. Because once again, mold needs moisture to thrive. And guess what else needs moisture? I talked about it earlier in the live. Give you a wild guess. What else needs moisture? What else thrives on moisture? All right, Claudia, I appreciate that. Yeah. What else thrives on moisture? Did you guys know termites need moisture too? They thrive on moisture. They like to drink water. They need to drink. They get thirsty. They sure do. All right, so we talked about water damage. And this is something I talked about as well. Pipes. If you live in an older home, a lot of times the plumbing in the pipes, they're older as well, and you got to replace them. You know, because older pipes, they end up being oxidized, rusted out, and they can burst on you, and it can cause everything I just talked about. It cause water damage, you know, and if you have like a septic tank or something like that, that's, you know, a lot of stuff like human waste that's stored in septic tanks and stuff. It's very dangerous. I think you even heard of that stuff exploding because it produces like methane or some kind of gas that's flammable, and you can actually cause an explosion, right? If certain parts of your septic plumbing system isn't clean or well kept or maintained, right? And repairing pipe repair or replacing pipes, installing new pipes can cost you a lot because this stuff is behind your walls, and so they got to tear down the walls and get to them, right? So that's a cost right there. That's a cost right there. HVAC. What do you think of HVAC repairs? You know, they got a few channels on YouTube about HVAC repairs. If you don't know HVAC, HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, air conditioning. Okay, so that's just pretty much your air conditioning systems, your heating systems, right, to keep you warm in the winter and colder in the cooler in the summer. Those things get broken too, right? Those components on those HVAC units, the big box that's sitting outside your home, stuff goes wrong all the time with that stuff. Because anything electrical, man, it can short out. It can, you know, that's just the nature of it. So if you want to get into the HVAC world, go right ahead. There's a lot of money to be made repairing and maintaining HVAC systems. That's something that's never going to go away. That's why I promote the trades, guys. I promote all you guys and gals out there that are learning a trade. I'm proud of you because you're learning a hard skill that you can take with you anywhere. If you know how to go into people's homes and fix things, repair things, you'll never be without finances. You know, it's just a skill. They don't have robots. They can't automate that. They can't automate somebody going up into an attic fixing the HVAC system, right? Robots. It's not that far along. It's not that far along yet, guys. Unless they make systems that self-diagnose and fix themselves. That could be on the horizon, right? So I don't want to speak too soon, but based on what I see, you know, you still need manpower, you still need human brain power and physical ability to go into certain spaces that robots, it's not there yet. So yeah, that's what this channel's about. I push the trades, I push learning hard skills, and if you got kids, tell them you don't have to go into debt. You don't have to go into debt. Get a hard skill that can pay for that college education you want, right? That can tide you over. All right, let's see what else here. What else here, guys? I talked about how to disinfect if you have water damage. You know, they have things for that. If you do have water damage, guys, uh, also very good point. Unplug everything, disconnect the power, any electronics, anything like that. If the water hasn't reached it yet, because you don't want to. Once again, it's one of those life and death situations. Uh, you rush into a situation without thinking about it. Let's just say that water hits, it's on the ground, but it's being electrically charged. It's hitting a socket or something like that, and you don't even know when you step in that thing. That's it for you. So safety first all the time. Okay, safety. Turn that power off as quickly as you can. I would say even turn it off in heavy storm areas. If you get a lot of hurricanes coming through, get the candles out or something. Yeah. Claudette, is there decent money in HVAC? Yes, there's absolutely decent money in HVAC, especially if you have your own outfit. I think I think HVAC is a pretty interesting trade. If you go, I know I keep referring to my back catalog of videos, but I spotlighted an HVAC pro on this channel. And when I went and spotlighted him, he had some pretty interesting devices to use for his trade. And yeah, it's good money in there. If you know what you're doing, you can start your own outfit and do your own thing. I always push doing your own thing. You work for somebody to get the knowledge, get the skills. But if if you're more independent, go out there and start your own thing. I mean, yes, there's good money in most trades, Claudette. Whether it's plumbing, any of the trades that people be like, oh, that's blue collar work. You kind of put them on the lower rung of the socioeconomic ladder. But believe you me, a lot of these tradesmen or people that have their own businesses in the trades, they're making more than some of these doctors are making. I'm just saying. Of course, you got to work your way up and you got to build your clientele up and all. It takes time, but I'm just saying that. Yeah, okay. It's out there. It's out there. By the way, Claudette's a good welder. Claudette McCoy, she's a good welder. Remember that. Chantel, plumbers make great money. Yeah, absolutely. They do. You think these guys, cleaning these toilets and draining the toilets with the snakes and no, that's a skill. You got to know what you're doing. Very good life notes. Grandmother used to make us turn everything off and unplug during thunderstorms in South Florida. Yep. She was smart. Very good life notes. Grandmother did that. Okay. I don't know how old Perry Good Life Notes is, but I'm assuming her grandmother was, grandmother, not mother. She said grandmother. Yeah. That's wisdom. You got to unplug stuff. Water and electricity is not good. It's not healthy. You got a power line fall in your yard or something like that. Or let's just say you got a pool in the backyard and the power line falls because of a storm. I don't know. Not going to work out well. Not going to work out well. Yeah. Very good life notes. HVAC tech starts in the $40 to $50 range. Yep. You heard that? Anybody watching? HVAC tech starts in the $40 to $50 range if they know what they're doing. Right? And you can go to any of these trade schools there. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit of money, but it's not going to cost you. You're not going to be paying for the rest of your life on a student loan. That's why I stress economics. You got to know how to handle your money. Sometimes it's not how much money you have, it's how you handle it. Okay, guys? It's how you handle it. And a lot of these trades, they in the welding field, right? You can work your way up in that field. You can, matter of fact, I know some students coming fresh out of welding schools. I'm a welding instructor. Um, they don't even go get a job. Well, most of them, they look for jobs, but a couple of them, they start their own enterprise. You think they're getting paid $15, $20 an hour, $25 an hour starting their own thing? No, they're getting paid way more than that. And once you build your clientele up, start hiring employees and stuff like that. Start hiring. Yeah, I think you guys get the idea. Calibrate Tools and DIY, that's what it's all about. Once again, guys, don't forget to go to Calibrate and sign up for the email list and get your 10 ways, 10 tips to beautify your home. Okay? Go over to calibrate.com and sign up for the email list. Okay, guys? How long have I been on here, guys? I'm on here too long? You guys bored of me already? Let's see. I'm trying to see what else. Okay, we talked about HVAC. Mold removal. Claudette mentioned that. Like I said, mold needs moisture, right? Without moisture, you're not going to really have mold. So you got to be able to find those moisture buildup pockets behind your walls and places like that. Usually in the kitchen, around your water heater, maybe around the sink, maybe around the fridge. In the bathrooms, of course. Mold can live behind your walls, believe it or not, right? You can go get a moisture meter, check the video out how to use a moisture meter to detect those areas. And if you need like a mold remediation process, somebody to come in and take care of your mold, that's probably going to cost you around I'd say a little under $2,500. Okay. But if it's a minor, if you see the mold around like your bathtub area, you see that black stuff that can build up around your bathtub corners, you can take some hot soapy water and some bleach and get that stuff out of there. But if it keeps happening, then you may want to call in a professional to look at it. That means it's probably deeper than just the surface, right? Yeah, guys. So once again, guys, the takeaway from this, just like anything else, budget. Have a budget, have some money set aside for these things. Because I have a brother right now. He had a flooding in his home, right? And he's still dealing with that. He's still dealing with that. Have to get that stuff repaired. And you gotta have money. You gotta have it. Take care of this stuff. So make sure you put stuff aside. If you have a home, it's not, stuff is gonna go wrong. That's just the nature of owning something, okay, in this world. So guys, I appreciate you coming on. Love all of you guys. Okay. Paragould Life Notes. Miss D212. She had to go. Appreciate you, Miss D212. Chantel, love that you came on. Appreciate it. Come on back. Okay. Claudette. Hey, you know where I am. Thanks for coming on and supporting. Okay, guys. And anybody in the replay, checking it out. Hope you learned something. Hope I gave something of value to you guys. All right. And go on over to calibrate.com. Sign up for the email list. Get your 10 tips to beautify your home. And for free checklist, guys. So thank you, Chantel. Thank you, Claudette. G Ford, why are you coming in so late? How much does it cost to have the insulation replaced? Hey, that's another good thing too. Your insulation can get shoddy. I didn't think about that. That's why I like doing lives. G Ford popped in. I'm gonna look that up for you right now, G Ford, and see if I can give you an answer on that. How much does it cost to have your insulation replaced? Anybody have any idea watching? Let's see here. It depends. It could be in your walls. It could be insulation under your house. It could be in your attic. Let's see. Let's see what what we come up with here. Well, this is what it says. G4. You're gonna look at spending $1,400 to could be up to $6,300 if it's your whole home. I'm assuming. Average around $2,900. Yeah, it's expensive to own a home, isn't it? It's pretty expensive to own a home. Very Good Life Note says, G4 says, nah, I'm not that late. Very Good Life Note says 3,500. She's about right. It's around there, average. Yeah, in the walls. Yeah, I would say around that. G4 budget for around 3,500, at least $3,000. I would say $3,000. Okay. Anyway, hey guys, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot, G4, for popping in. I'm gonna get on out of here. Check out the replay. Go to calibrated.com. Sign up for the email list. Get your free checklist on ways to beautify your home. Thanks, G4. You take care, and you guys have a good one.